Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you. Now, this is going to be one of those talky kind of explanation, you know, the videos where we just have a bit of a chat. So sit yourself down, get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or soda, fizzy pop, whatever you want to call it, depending on whereabouts on the planet Earth you are. And we're going to have one of those kind of videos. So there's a lot I'm going to kind of, this could really have been like a subscriber video really, but this is all going to be loosely based around the fact that I am finally starting an upgrade for my Orca system. I've been running Orca since 2012. Apart from changing the power supply to one of the new Corsair ones with a semi-passive, you know, literally like silent power supplies, I've not changed her at all. And where it was like a memorial build to my mum, I mean, I'm not even joking yet. When I switch the system on in the morning, I always say morning, mum. So it's always had, you know, a little bit more that it meant to me other than just a PC. And it's kind of, and also like laziness. But the time has come. She's struggling. She needs to be retired. And as I've said in a previous video, up on the other side there, I've moved some furniture in where my model cars are now being stored. And I'm going to put her up on that like a pedestal so that she'll still be in the office and I'll still be able to admire and say hello and all that sort of stuff. It's weird, yes, but do you know what I mean? The brain is a funny thing and we all have to cope with things in different ways. So the new one. Oh, and also the video, to be honest with you, I was actually looking for something to put up today because I am currently working on stuff for next year which is under NDA. I've not actually signed an NDA, and to be fair, I have no idea why I'm sticking to it other than some weird loyalty because the situation with Intel at this present moment in time is ridiculous. Like, I swear to God, they've had a lobotomy or something. Do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, far too much. Not going to go into it. Some of you will understand. Some of you will just be like, what are you on about? Think yourself lucky. Anyway, so Orca 2, maybe, don't know, not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but this is the start. And essentially this is, or was, a 570X. I've just taken all of the panels off of it. In fact, so yes, it is a 570X. Might not look much like one now, but I have done some stuff with it already. I'm still playing, it's not finished. Like this bit here is still a work in progress. But I'll walk you through the things that I've done and then you can tell me whether you think that you like it or not. So I don't like half power supply covers. So with this, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go and put a full one in, but the thing was with the 570X, it did actually have a nice little Corsair logo that went here and it lit up and it was kind of nice, but it was just this big gap at the front I didn't really like. And when I took it out, it did leave a gaping hole at the back, which you could see right the way through. So I'm not sure whether you'll understand why I've done it. And again, this is still in this kind of semi-unfinished state. But what I did is I basically took it off and then I've got it in a bend, a break, sorry, and I bent the power supply cover up and it did come in here. Now I could have just cut it across here, but it would have meant I would have had this hexagon from the power supply, because this would have been a cover for it to breathe rather. It would have been like half cut across. So I couldn't, and I couldn't just cut it underneath because then I wouldn't have had the material to have been able to have fixed it in place. So in the end, I just used the whole thing. It's got a bit of plastic card underneath, which I've used the gloss side of it because you get gloss one side and matte the other. So you have a kind of texture or finish difference, as you can see. So that's just there, and it means that I've still got this. It means I've still got kind of some of the cable covers, and I still get the light, which will obviously shine through the side panel. And now you are probably already noticing these. Now these are screwed in. This is very Orca. I'm going to light them up as well, so there'll be a light down this side, so these will be lit up. These are all 1TB Corsair XTI solid state drives, and they're actually mounted on motherboard standoffs. I ended up buying some black nylon ones in the end so I could get the right sort of height that I wanted. But essentially what you do is you take your solid state drive and then you screw the motherboard standoff into the actual solid state drive, and then you just mount them from behind. And then I marked it out. I actually made myself a template. I had a broken solid state drive, so what I did is I popped it all out, and then I drilled the sides down, and then essentially I just made myself a template, and I laid it where I wanted it. I marked where I needed the holes to go, and then I just drilled through. So, and then you bolt them from the other side so that you can see all the screws are there. Now when we do get to the other side, this again is the same sort of plastic card that I used round the other side of the case. Apart from this side, I'm using the matte side, and I've cut it all so that I've still got the grommets. But essentially there were lots of holes and stuff all down this side that I didn't particularly like. So this is just kind of masking off the area. We still have a bit here, and this is so that we can have the Corsair logo lit up in the front. So there is a cutout here, and there's a cutout here as well, which I'm hoping is going to be enough so that I can get the fans through for the front. So that's just really to clean it up. What I have to do is I have to finish off, because I've got some C-strip running down the side, and I've been trying to glue this corner into place so that it stays there. So I've got a few bits to do. Need to work out a way of getting this corner kind of cut off so it comes down around the motherboard and you don't have the big kind of overlap there. And then I've also got to hope that I don't end up having to make it go right to the actual very edge. But if I have to, it doesn't matter. I've got some more card. It's all cool. Now in the floor, obviously it hasn't got the power supply cover there anymore, and we've masked it all off, and that's because, and it was all really because I managed to get my hands on one of these. Corsair were kind enough to send me one of the limited edition RMI 1000s, and to have used it with a power supply cover covering it up, it just would have been pointless, to be fair. So this is one of the main reasons why I've gone to all this effort trying to get rid of the power supply cover and stuff. But also what I've done in a very Orca-esque kind of way, we've got some genuine carbon fibre in the bottom. So the bottom is now 1mm genuine pre-peg carbon fibre. So I've smoothed all that off, so it cleans the lines up kind of nicely, and also it's going to show give a nice kind of air to the power supply cover. Now you can see that I've got a cable here already that kind of comes up and in the top, and that's because to have the power supply this way round, the normal 8-pin that came with the RMI, it was just a little bit short to keep it clean and be able to have it come out in the proper way. I could put it up through the motherboard side, but I wanted to have it, essentially, I can show you. If I'd put the cable up through here, it would have been fine, but then it would have dragged all the way down the side here, and it obviously wouldn't have worked with the way I've got the cable cover now. So I needed a slightly longer one. I needed 10 centimeters extra so that I can have all of this hidden, all up here, and then it keeps everything out of the way, keeps it all a little bit tidier. So Cable Mods sorted that out for me. I told them the length that I want, and they made it up, which is awesome. And what they've also done for me, so they've made me a custom SATA cable as well, so that I can get all of these wired in, and it basically means I've got them all in on one header, and they're the right lengths, and I'm going to tuck, I've got to take them out to put it in, but I'm going to tuck them all underneath, so the cables will come down and around like this, and then we'll just have the one at the bottom that then goes off to the power supply. So we've got some of the cabling sorted already. I've got to worry about the actual data for the SATA cables. I don't know what cables I'm going to use yet. I'm hoping to get all of it into the cover here, because this is this cover comes off and it's to help keep all your cables tidy, but this cover actually does help keep my modded power supply cover, back plate thingy, whatever you want to call it, because it's obviously not really being used for what it was intended for now. Okay, so when we talk about the rest of the hardware in the theme, Orca was very white on the outside, and then it was mainly black stuff on the inside. Well, I think this one's going to be kind of maybe a bit of a flip. But to be honest with you, we've got the white here, the radiator or radiators, depends. They are going to be white. I'm either going to use white coolant or red coolant, but I've got some bits power fittings to do the bend, so it's got more of a mechanical kind of look. So with that, I'm then thinking I want red coolant, because then I'll have the white fittings in there to kind of balance it out, and you'll have the nice contrast. Does mean that I'm going to need to do some work on the board though. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I think I'm going to get the plastic card out again and add some white onto the big chipset here and across the top, maybe paint some as well, but I feel like I need a bit of red on this as well. GPU wise, it's all a bit weird at the moment, because I'm kind of hoping that rumours and dates are true about NVIDIA's next launch. It's all a bit kind of hype at the moment. We know that there's a model missing. We just don't know when it's going to come, but it's feeling my bones like it might be early enough next year, because I'm so busy with the early January launch that I'm not going to be anywhere near getting this finished by then. But we'll see what models come out and when they do. But I'm probably going to end up with a vertical mount here, and I'll do a custom mount again like I did on my RRR rig, and then that'll be water blocked. And then the board is actually the X99 10GWS. So it's the workstation board from Asus, X99. It'll have a 6950X in it. Memory will more than likely be the Dominator Platinum Limited Edition that is on the shelf over there at the moment. But to be honest with you, once I get building it, I then get a feel for it, whether it needs a little bit more light, whether it needs a little bit more red, does it need a little bit more white. Random stop, but I randomly had a ladybird crawling up the wall, so I've caught it and I've let it go outside. Anyway, right, so yeah, I need to get a bit of white sorted out, and like I said, I kind of get a feel for it and I work out what I want to do. I do have, because it is quite tight in this, I have a completely nuts idea about something else that I want to do, but I'm going to be working on that over the Christmas period. So when I'm giving myself Christmas Day and Boxing Day off, and then I'm going to test out the idea that I've got over that period, and then if it if it works, then you'll get that in another video. So this will be the rig that goes on my desk. This will be my main system. I've also got that I'm going to have going in it a 2TB 960 Pro that you've seen me review before. So I loved it so much, it was just like, oh, I have to have one for myself. So I got one. So I know a lot of people are going to kind of go, I know you could have done this and you could have gone Xeons, and that's all well and good, but you know, I want something that looks nice. It's not just a boring workstation. I have to sit next to it, and it's going to be such a huge upgrade from what I'm using at the moment anyway, because the videos are actually starting to take, because I'm now doing the 60 frames per second and we're doing them in quite high bit rate. It's the poor old girl, she does take a while to do it, and sometimes it takes a couple of attempts to actually get a finished render out of her. So, you know, I need to get this upgrade moving now. So I'd love to know your thoughts anyway. Obviously we're going to have the glass on it, which then means that I can put some colour onto that, which is kind of easy. I've got a funny feeling, you've seen the stripes in the room, and you've seen the, you know, like the vinyl stuff that we've done before, the decals. So we may end up with some decal work being done on the outside. But you know, we're too far away for me to be really thinking about that yet, but it's all entirely possible. I'd like to get a bit of white and red going on the outside to break up the mass of the tinted glass. But anyway, so this was my idea of an infill video for you while I'm working on other stuff. So I'd like to know if you would like more personal-y kind of stuff like this, or whether you're just like, no, we just want the reviews, Tom, we just want the reviews. Anyway, the other thing right at the very end is, don't forget, we do have a rather enormous competition on the website at this present moment in time. I'll put the link underneath and I'll put you a card up. This is one of the prizes. I've actually put the stickers back on the fans now, but this is basically, it's an Asus Strix and I painted it white. So because I thoroughly believe Acer should have made a white one. It's a GTX 1060, but it's got the backplate off of a 1080 on it, so that you actually get the cutout, which the Strix 1060 doesn't have. And then it was all stripped down and painted white, and you've still got all the RGBs on it, which gives you a lovely bit of contrast with the white rather than the normal black. And it does stand out like a sore thumb, because obviously a lot of people are like, oh my God, they should have made one. So you've got that you can win. And then we've also got just there, you can actually get your hands on a ROG Claymore core. There are loads and loads of other prizes though. So head over to have a look. It's worldwide. There's multiple ways for you to be able to enter, and we've got this little thing as well where you can search the website for an image. And the best thing I can say is, because loads of you are getting it wrong, and you only get one chance to do that. It's a 7-digit code. There's 2 of them hidden on the website. It will say somewhere in the image, this is code 1. This is code 2, because it's a picture that you're looking for, and it will tell you that it's the code, and then underneath there is a 7-digit code. Well, that's what you want. Loads of people are putting things in from like articles about solid state drives and stuff, and they're putting the solid state drive name or our folding team name. They are all wrong. They are all wrong. You're looking for an image, it's a Christmassy image. We've actually got the OC3D logo in it, and it's presents, and there's snow everywhere. You will know when you found it. And if you are watching this video and you know you've got it wrong, yeah, your entry doesn't count. Basically, you'll get given the tick to say that you've done it, but then when the competition ends, what I will do is I will go through and invalidate all of the wrong entries. So what that does mean is, if you have got it wrong, you may have an awesome entry tally and you think to yourself, oh, I've got all my bonus entries. Yeah, they won't count, sadly. So there's no way with the app that we can, it asks you for a specific code, and then you know whether you've got it right or wrong. But the other good thing with that is you just get people writing scripts trying to work out what the codes are and stuff. So it just gets daft. So it's all on the web page anyway. There's a guide. I've told you what to look for. And the people that keep writing like TDL and OC3D in, nice try. But yeah, it doesn't work. Anyway, so epic competition for you. Hope you like that. Hope you want to enter it. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, it's worldwide, so fill your boots. And then this is what I'm going to be working on for myself over Christmas and in the new year. I would love to know your thoughts about this as well. But for now, at least, it's enough waffling with me trying to fill gaps with videos and stuff, because I'm actually working on reviews for next year. But anyway, this is Tiny Tom Logan with another video for you. Out.